So you guys, let me say that. Let me take this off. First and foremost, we'll get to the Kevin Samuel stuff. You all can go ahead if you want to in this video. You can fast forward through what I'm gonna talk about, but if you do that, you'll miss the whole point of why I'm watching this Kevin Samuels video. Number one, and that's one thing you don't want to do. Now, what I want to present to you right now is operant conditioning. When we're talking about male-female relationships and why male and female relationships are destroyed, modern day men and women are science experiments. What I mean by this is this way. You're socially engineered to think one way in order to get a desired result. So with that, we're going to briefly touch on this operant conditioning. It's only 4 minutes. I might not play the whole video, but you'll get the gist of what I want you to see and how male and female relationships are working and how it's working to the advantage of the elite who actually control the world. These are your bankers. These are your corporate owners and politicians and things like that. So let's play this video.
Operant conditioning is based on the idea that we can increase or decrease a certain behavior by adding a consequence. For example, if a dog poops on a carpet, we can either provide reinforcement so the dog does it again, or punishment so the dog stops. Both reinforcement and punishment can either be positive or negative, which means we have 4 possible ways to teach this dog a lesson. We can draw the 4 options in a table. If reinforcement is positive, we add something pleasant, like a cookie, to increase the likelihood of a behavior. If reinforcement is negative, we still want to increase the desired behavior, this time by removing something unpleasant, like the leash. If punishment is positive, we add an unpleasant response to decrease behavior. When punishment is negative, we also want to decrease behavior, now by removing something pleasant, like the comfy carpet. If we stop any sort of manipulation, the conditioned behavior will eventually disappear again. This is called extinction. Operant conditioning was first studied by Edward L. Thorndike and later made famous by the work of B.F. Skinner. Skinner believed that organisms are doing what they do naturally until they accidentally encounter a stimulus that creates conditioning, which results in a change in behavior. To test this, he placed a rat inside an operant conditioning chamber, which later became known as the Skinner box. Among other things, inside the box was a lever that would release food when pressed. Conditioning happens in a 3-term contingency, today known as the ABCs of behavior. A stands for antecedent. The rat accidentally hits the lever that triggers the release of food. B stands for behavior and refers to the response. The rat keeps pressing the lever. C stands for consequence. Food keeps coming out. The strength of the response to the conditioning depends on the schedule of reinforcement. If there is always food after pressing, the rat behaves predictably. If the food is released randomly, the rat behaves erratically like an addict. Skinner, born in 1904, was a professor of psychology and subscribed to behaviorism. He argued that you can only study behavior that is visible, and anything happening only within the mind is either a misconception or irrelevant to science. He thought free will was an illusion because behavior is either random or a reaction to the environment. His work became the foundation for behavioral therapy, military drills, and animal training. You can try this classroom exercise on positive reinforcement. One individual must exit the room. Now decide on a task which that individual will complete, such as finding a particular book. Then choose a non-verbal way of reinforcing that task, such as clapping your hands.
Here's the reason why I want to put this out there. You have to understand science, specifically dealing with certain types of people. Science can no longer be taken as it can no longer be taken as just something to be objective. It has to be understood that you in fact are the rat. This is real time that's being constructed against us. You have to understand you cannot think like how other students are thinking when you're learning this type of stuff. You have to automatically put yourself in position to understand that whatever is going against you, whether it be a government type of experiment, like with this situation with COVID and the vaccinations and things like that, you are the rat. This is real-time experimentation that's going on when it comes to the public. Information is going to be hidden and you will not have access to it. That's the reason why they won't release whatever's in those vials. So you got to understand, people, whatever they want you to do, they will get you to do it by any means necessary, especially when it comes to your jobs. A lot of people are going to take these vaccinations. So it just is what it is. Now, I'm going to stop it there. You can look into whatever you want to, whether it be Pavlov. That's another thing about conditioning. But we're going to go over to Aaron Russo and what he talks about. And it actually deals with the male and female relationships. Before I go over, because I want you to get a certain way of thinking and understanding, knowing that this is not of ourselves. Because a lot of times we tend to blame the men, we tend to blame the women. But at the end of the day, you got to understand who's working behind the curtains. Like when Toto pulls the curtain back and reveal who it is, right? So this is what we want to do. We want to reveal the truth. Everything that's been hidden, pull the curtain back and show you how you need to think so that you can't be playing the blame game and actually go to the root of what the problem is. So let's check it out. Aaron Russo. Let's see here. I want y'all to be able to see this. Very important. Oops. Hope I didn't get too far. Here we go. No, not that one. That one's too short. I think there's a 3-minute one. Federal Reserve, no. Here we go. Rockefeller, feminist. Here we go.
I had a friend, Nick Rockefeller, okay, who was one of the Rockefeller family, and he, when I was running for governor in Nevada, he came to me, introduced himself to me through an attorney, and we became friends. We started talking about things, and
Be specific about when you met Rockefeller, how it happened in these discussions.
I met Rockefeller through a female attorney I knew, who called me up one day and said, one of the Rockefellers would like to meet you. I had made a video called Mad as Hell, and he'd seen the video and wanted to meet me and knew I was running for governor of Nevada. So sure, I'd love to meet him. And I met him, and I liked him, and he was a very, very smart man. And we used to talk and share ideas and thoughts. And he's the one of the things they told me was that he was at the house one night, and we would talk, and he started laughing. He said, "Aaron, what do you think women's liberation was about?" And I said, I had pretty conventional thinking about it at that point. I said, I think it's about women having the right to work, getting equal pay with men, just like they won the right to vote, you know? And he started to laugh. He said, "You're an idiot." And I said, "Why am I an idiot?" He said, let me tell you what that was about. We, the Rockefellers, funded that. We funded Women's Lib, you know? And we're the ones who got all over the newspapers and television, the Rockefeller Foundation. He says, and you want to know why? He says, there were two primary reasons. And they were, one reason was we couldn't tax half the population before Women's Lib. And the second reason was, now we get the kids in school at an early age. We can indoctrinate the kids how to think, which breaks up their family. The kids start looking at the state as the family, as the school, as the officials, as their family, not as the parents teaching them. And so those are the two primary reasons for women's lib, which I thought up to that point was a noble thing. You know, when I saw their intentions behind it, where they were coming from when they created it, the thought of it, I saw the evil behind what I thought was a noble venture.
Aaron, did you know that Gloria Steinem, in one of her own books, now admits the CIA funded Miss Magazine?
No, I had no idea about that. No, I never heard that.
Yeah, we're going to...
CIA funded Miss Magazine?
Funded Miss Magazine with the stated goal of taxing women and breaking up the family.
No kidding. I never heard that. Well, Nick told me. I mean, I know it, but not because I know the CIA was involved in it.
Well, Gloria Steinem was proud of it. Oh, the CIA wanted to help women.
No kidding.
So they funded it, yeah. And of course, it's divide and conquer.
Right,
and
of course.
What they do is they focus in, obviously, on real problems. Women were getting shafted in many ways, but the elite wasn't planning to help them. They were planning to really shaft them and take men away from them. Look at what they did with black families. You only had about 10% illegitimacy 50 years ago in black communities, and now it's over 90%. And look at welfare. You were going to give you some money, but you can't have a man in the house.
Right.
And so that was further to degrade the family. Totally destroyed. And now illegitimacy is over 50% in the general population.
Right. Well, see, the whole thing is these people control the money, so they make all the rules. You understand? And they put whatever rules they want into effect. And the truth is, America is...
So on this next video, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and play. I'm losing my train of thought. Kevin Samuels. So hold on one sec. We'll come back. Now we're getting to the Kevin Samuels portion, and let's see what this one has to offer.
I'm not trying to embarrass nobody. How are you? How old are you? All right. So what do you got for me?
Sound like she said 24.
Okay. Where are you from? Where are you from?
But
Okay, you want to aim high. Okay, but where are you from?
originally Dominican Republic, but I was born and raised in DC,
DC?
Washington, DC.
You have any children?
No,
Okay.
I do have a puppy.
Oh,
Well, I call him a puppy, but he's actually his.
all right. Yeah, I got the audio back on, but you're 34. Did you go to college?
Yes, but I didn't graduate. I attended massage therapy school.
Oh, Lord.
I graduated
Oh, Lord.
there.
Okay, so, you say you like to aim higher.
Massage therapist. Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about that. What does that mean?
Last year, during the riots, I decided
She's cute
to
too.
just try normal dating. And I say normal dating because I was formerly a sugar baby for 4 years.
Hold up. Hold up. Massage therapist. Sugar baby. AKA escort. She was an escort. Or I'm just assuming she's an escort. Maybe I shouldn't assume, but sugar baby, come on. Sugar baby and a massage therapist. And here in Texas, Dallas Fort Worth area, we consider that an escort.
The man was very generous, and we kind of came up with a
She even used the term right, generous. Wow.
checklist of things for me. And then I guess when you say we check
Okay.
the entire list.
Oh, but I need you to get to the meat of this. You aim high. Why?
I've
aim high, why?
dated laterally, like I've dated a guy near my age.
Okay.
I've dated a little bit older. I haven't necessarily.
What kind of? Okay, hold on. Let me
like
stop
their
you.
income
Hold
or
on.
anything.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. I'm not getting the information. So here's a question. Aiming higher, fine. But can you afford to pay for the lifestyle you want?
Good question.
Without the
You ask
assistance
this
of
very tricky question.
without the assistance of a man, can you and your competency level afford to fund the lifestyle you desire?
I am currently living my lifestyle. I am
That's a
currently able to
yes
sustain
or a
that.
no. That's a yes or a no.
I would say that when you ask on like a long-term scale,
Yes, I mean,
If she was honest with herself, I truly believe she is able to maintain. Now the question is the demographics, where exactly where are you located in America? So I mean, her being a sugar baby and a massage therapist, aka escort. Escorts make pretty good money, y'all. I mean, some of them can make up to $1 million. Now the question is where she located. And once you find out where she's located, it really determine what we'll know. So let's keep playing it.
your
that's
lifestyle. I mean, yes, ma'am. That means your life. Okay, let me
yes,
make it real clear. You're a massage therapist, yes?
yes.
All right. There are no rich massage. There are rare massage therapists is rich. I know this very, very well. So, as a single woman with no children as a massage therapist, you will be middle income. So, without the assistance of financial assistance of a man, could you afford the lifestyle you aspire to off your own labors?
Currently,
No,
I'm doing that.
currently, ma'am. No,
However, when I
currently,
get
no,
to that
currently, no, currently. Over your adult life until retirement.
retirement, I will not be able
Okay,
to
so
sustain that. So it needs
see
to be
that's the
in
difference between men and women. We don't just talk about the current because it makes us feel good. Meaning, in order to do what you do, your body must not break down. You must keep a clientele and you must have the drive to do massage in perpetuity until you retire and then hope to have enough money saved up to live on in your retirement. So my question is very simple. The lifestyle you want to live currently and in the future, can you afford to pay for it yourself?
no, I would probably
Thank
need
you.
to aim to
So where does this desire for this lifestyle come from?
well, I believe personally it didn't necessarily come from anywhere except for just being a good student and kind of
A good student,
outdoing
a
my
good,
peers, and then it came with the package.
ma'am, this lifestyle. You say you want to aim higher. Let's define this. Sugar babying and that kind of stuff. What kind of lifestyle, as far as an annual income, would you want a man to? Do you want to be able to travel internationally?
I'm able to do that now. However, I don't choose to because
Do you
I,
want to be able to travel internationally through your lifetime,
I'm
or do you want
sorry.
to do? Okay. Do you want children?
Actually not really.
All right. Do you want to own a home, or do you want to live in an?
And you know why she don't want to have children right now? Because she want to keep that body tight and she want to bust it wide open for some of these dudes.
What do you want? What kind of residence do you want to have?
Probably a condo.
A condo in what part of town?
Um, I'm comfortable. I live in LA.
Condo in
So
what part of town?
I would say
Do you want it to
Beverly
be in the
Hills.
nicer areas of town, or do you want it to be in the more economically challenged? Do you want there to be a
Oh no,
nice?
definitely in the
Okay,
better zip
all right.
codes.
So again,
And another thing, like, look at her arm, bruh. Like, right here. She got a tattoo. So, okay, if I swear to God, dude, if she stood up and you see a leg tattoo, she would have had to been a stripper, or like, I know for sure, definitely a prostitute. Because a lot of strippers I've seen, become prostitutes. I swear to God, dude. A lot of strippers have like these tattoos on the back of their legs and thigh, actually on the front of their thighs. I think they may have like a long tattoo on their leg. Man, I'm telling you, these strippers who are prostitutes have the tattoos. I promise you, dude, on everything I love. But I'm gonna keep playing it. Hold up.
And how much would those? How much do these? How much would a place? How much would the kind of place you want to live in cost?
Well, per year, I would probably need to cover rent for about $50,000 just in rent.
Uh-huh. So,
Dang.
and how long is a typical mortgage?
To be completely honest, I don't know anything
All right.
about
So,
mortgages.
so my point is, like many women, your lifestyle desire outpaces your income. Did you grow up this way, experiencing these things? Did you experience a $4,000 a month condo, or a home that was $4,000 a month?
No, straight out, no.
Okay, thank you. So you didn't grow up that way. So you didn't grow up with. So you this appetite has come from something you did not live and something you can't afford to pay for. So a man has to pay for it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But the reason you can even ask for that is because you rank yourself higher than the average. Your sexual marketplace value higher than the average woman. Because does the average woman get what you're talking about?
I'm not sure what.
No, they don't. The average women don't live in $4,000 a month condos.
Damn. That's expensive.
And I'm saying this to you, man, because so many of you ladies don't think long term. And you're 34, but guess what? You're gonna be 40, just like.
Facts.
And you're talking about the men who are laterally or this or that. Okay, fine. But if you want a lifestyle that's at a higher level, do you want to be married?
Ideally, I would love to be married. However, I just feel like the LA scene is changing. I'm not sure how.
Ladies, why do y'all have that mentality, man? Like, some of these really attractive women, and she's cute, you know what I'm saying? She's not like, oh my God, crazy, but she's cute. A lot of these women in their early 30s feel like, oh, I have more time. Sweetie, you aren't married. You don't have a kid. You're single. I mean, this thing about wanting to live a certain type of lifestyle, you know, I consider it what I call the theory of Lot's wife's mentality theory, where the women tend to look back at everything that was, you know, back there in the city, everything that was going on. They're paying more attention to having fun and stuff like that. But you're really in the present time really destroying yourself, especially with that mentality. It has to stop, ladies. This thing about having a lot of time left, it might not work out in your favor. And like you said, 40 is just right around the corner. I think she said she's like 34 or something like that.
To adjust fully with the flow. I'm just kind of.
And I'm going to say something. I'm going to move you to the side. This is why high value men tend to avoid creatives and massage therapists, because you guys are very spiritual, flowy kind of people. And you really trade off your looks and your sex. Just fine, as long as your looks and your sex hold up.
And shout out to Kevin, because really, I think right here, he protected her integrity, because she already said she's a sugar baby and she said she's a massage therapist. That screams prostitution, but he's protecting her. He's protecting her integrity. So I'll give him props for that.
But a man who's serious, who's moving, needs somebody who's going to be a net positive. Who's thinking long term, who's worried, who's trying to plan. And when men hear women like yourself talk, you sound like a good time girl.
Mm-hmm.
But he'd have to slow down to teach you stuff. And you don't even know if you want to be married. Well, if you're not married, you know the numbers don't work out. You ain't gonna make enough money to retire on and live comfortably. No kids. Where does that end up? The streets.
I suppose you're right.
And here's another thing. I don't want to keep on stopping it, but mediocre tutorial and reviews. You have this one chick on there. She actually came from okay family, but the thing was her mother was a stripper, her dad was an engineer, right? And she went to college for a little bit, but she said she dropped out. So instead of finishing school, whatever, and becoming something in society or just something that's respectable, she goes to the streets of LA and becomes a prostitute slash stripper. But because of COVID-19, she says that she became a prostitute, and all the kinds of things happened to her, like rape, kidnapping, yada yada. She was beat, all this stuff, money stolen from her, just all kinds of crazy stuff happening, which is another risk. So in this woman's case, I think she's an escort. So I don't know how that stuff works, but maybe escorts is a more classier way of saying things. I'm not sure, but maybe that is better than saying a prostitute or a hoe, so to speak.
I'm going to agree 100% with that. I simply believe that with where I'm at, I do agree with if I were to expand my horizons, what I'm experiencing is I have to open up my boundaries to guys who are not necessarily in the same income bracket as myself. And
What income bracket is
myself
that?
having to be very
What income bracket
careful
is
with
that?
my word selection.
What income bracket is that?
Are you asking me to tell my income?
Well, you just said it. Expand your income bracket. You don't have to be exact. But your earnings, are you over six figures an earner? Under
60,000? Yes.
6,000? 60,000?
Over 60,000 per year, yes.
That's five figures. So that's six.
Okay, that's great. But it's also LA. So in LA, where the cost of living is like 213% of the national average, you take that income and you'd be right around $30,000 in Atlanta or Dallas or Austin. So when people say you're in in Northern California or in LA with these higher incomes, that's still average people. So you have to expand your options for men making more than 60,000. Is that what you're saying? Because I'm trying to help you get to a solution here, but I'm not understanding.
I suppose I do need to book a one-on-one session. This is just my way of not only just saying hello, but expressing that I do think that there are.
See, she knows that she's going to have to go and tell him other stuff that she knows is going to jeopardize who she is as a woman out in the public with this information. So she's like, oh, well, let me go ahead and just, book a session because really I'm a hoe, but I don't want to say it. It's just a nice way of saying it. I'm a sugar baby / massage therapist. So, she don't want to mess up. That's why I was like, shout out to Kevin for respecting her integrity. So I got to give him props for that. But let's see what else they say.
Valuable women out there. And I have gone as far as looking into hiring a matchmaker because what I'm experiencing is to keep boundaries with the people and maintain professionalism in my life. I have to just kind of experience outside of my network, and most of my network is my clientele. And essentially, I want to meet men like my clientele, but outside of my clientele.
Your friend, hold on, meet men like who?
Men like my clientele, but outside of my clientele.
Okay, and your clientele are who? Like, what kind of professions are we talking about?
I don't want to compare, but I have several clients that tend to fit the profile of what a high value man.
Ma'am, I know the massage.
But
Okay, I know the massage business very
Yeah.
well. I know it. I mean, my personal life I already told. But here's the thing. Okay, I make a very strong line between what men deal with and what they marry. And high value men tend to want to marry somebody who is going to be an asset. If you don't want children, that's taking a big asset piece off. Okay? That's just simply how it is. Um, and you may be a perfectly nice person, maybe lovely to be around, but I'm going to just bottom line it. Guys look and say you're a massage therapist. That means you
yeah,
can provide for yourself.
yeah.
Um, it's not the
More
norm
than
that
that
you
though,
see
Kevin.
men who are attorneys, physicians, uh, heads of industry, leaders, heads of state, movers and shakers, masters of the universe, marrying women like that. I mean, you'll hear about it in L.A. I mean, Robert De Niro married a bartender, but that's L.A. Most places, people want somebody who can. A man wants a woman who can bring an asset. So I will say this: ask yourself this question as I bring somebody else in. What kind of man would you be shooting for if you felt like you looked like an average woman?
Mm.
The last guy I dated, probably.
But ma'am, if you're
I'm
not wanting to
sorry.
get married, not wanting to have any kids, your sexual marketplace value has dropped down to around there because
I
you're still
ideally would
trading
like
off
to
your
get
love.
married.
Huh?
Ideally, I would like to get married.
Okay. I'm gonna bring somebody else in.
Okay.
Hold on.
That's pretty much all that video, you guys. So let's just end with a note here, because this lady, man, she's on one. She is on one, man. The thing about her, let me make sure I can move this screen because this is, I don't even know if I can get this big. The thing about her, guys, is a lot of men just, when she says what she is, automatically, dudes aren't dumb. When you say you're a massage therapist, and if you even mention a sugar baby, that you're a sugar baby, they're automatically gonna think, okay, gold digger. She may want my money. This is not the type of woman I want. She automatically said her age was, I think it was like 34. She's a prostitute, a high-end prostitute though, and she's not willing to admit it. Now, Kevin Samuels, like I said before, he protected her integrity. If she wants a high-value man, number one, you can be a massage therapist, but you have to make sure it's non-sexual. When I was 25, I went to a massage therapist, and it wasn't sexual at all, but she talked to me about how other women were jealous of her, supposedly, and said that, well, go to such and such a person. I'm not gonna mention her name, but she said, go to such and such a person, that they were saying about her, if you want a happy ending, go to such and such person. That's what they were saying about her. Now, nothing like that happened between her and I, but it's neither here nor there. But I know for me, I don't feel comfortable with women touching on me as far as massage therapy goes. Maybe I'm a little bit not insecure, but self-conscious about my body, so I just let them do my legs and feet. But that's how I am. I can't speak for any other men, because I'm not in the greatest shape. So, but yeah, I mean, this lady, if she wants to be with high value men, you can talk to those men, but just don't be sexual. Keep it professional, and go to the areas. You're in LA where everything is happening as far as entertainment, things like that, sports, all that stuff. She's in the right place because people want to be there out in California. There's the beach, all that stuff. These restaurants, favorite restaurants that these celebrities go to, but you got to understand what comes with that territory. they have their cliques and associations, and it may not be in your best interest, but if that's what you want to do, you want to meet these high value men, just make sure that you protect your heart, because it may not work out the way you want it to. Sorry, but she's gonna have to change that mindset for sure, for sure. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Watch, talk, and act, but don't just act, people. Create solutions. I'm out.